As leather crafter, we all want to make our edges look completely neat and have that perfect mirror finish. But we know that it's hard to get it right. The reason is, most of us don't know what the real issue is. We just follow expert advice and send it more. I did the exact same thing and failed many times. Until this leather Lego man finally showed me the right way to fix it. Today, two major takeaways for you guys to get the perfect edge. The first, why we actually need to use a hardener. And the second, why you absolutely must set a safety buffer on the leather edges. Let me show you how I started this whole project and the exact moment everything went wrong. The body of the leather Lego man comes in two parts, just like the real person, and has a skeleton and a skin. Head to toe, I had it all mapped out. I cut the templates and treat them onto the vegetation leather. No buffer, zero safety margin. I thought to myself, if I just use the steel ruler and cut carefully, just apply the glue, stick them together, and that's it. Every single piece would come out the same. Makes sense, right? So I took it to the sander to clean it up. But the result was a complete mess. The brutal truth is, when you hand cut, you just cannot make them exactly the same. The final size became smaller, and the edges started curling up. That made me realize that even high-density vegetation leather still wraps and deforms. Well, a real plastic Lego man is hard. So to get this, I had to make the leather feel like plastic. And that brings us to the first key takeaway I'm sharing today, the leather hardener. To apply it, I highly recommend using a calligraphy brush, which can save a ton of material. But there's one critical thing to remember. Whatever piece you are coating, cut the piece slightly bigger than your final design, because as the hardener dries, the leather shrinks. If you cut it exactly the size now, it will be too small once it dries. You better give it at least 2 coats. The first coat won't allow the leather to fully absorb the hardener anyway. That's why you need the second coat. Once the green side is down, flip it over. Same thing. Then leave it alone. Let it air dry completely. Don't try to rush it. You may ask, where can I get a hardener? Well, I made it myself. Costs less than $2. Just 2 ingredients, shellac flakes and alcohol. That's it. I've already showed a full video on how to make it. Link is down below. You guys should definitely check it out. Look at that. It feels just like plastic now. That is exactly what we are looking for. But we have not done it yet. To get those perfect edges, there's one more thing we need to do. Before I show you, here is a little secret you should remember. As I learned that the hardener makes the leather wrap as it dries because of the shrinkage. So before gluing, you need to sand every single piece completely flat on both sides. 2 reasons for this. First, it fixes the wrapping. Second, it rubs up the surface so the glue gets much stronger bound. Alright, we've known how and why we need to use the hardener. Here comes the next part, adding safety buffer. As beginners, we simply thought that if we glued and aligned everything together carefully, it would work. But the edges still didn't line up. So adding the buffer gives you that extra room to set every single edge perfectly flat at the very end. See that? The leather is slightly bigger than the template on every single side. By this method, your final dimensions could actually match your drawing. This is the core of whole strategy. The reality is, no matter how carefully you cut and glue by hand, there will always be a tiny human errors. The buffer is there to fix them. At the end, you just sand right down to your line and your final size will be perfect. That's how you get a clean, sharp, accurate edge every single time. So, hope you still remember that 2 points, the hardener and the buffer. You need both of them working together. Based on this, I found the tricks to solve the flat sanding problems without spending a single dollar, and a specific cutting technique better than sanding. I will going to share them in the next episode. See you guys there.